How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel and the video review of the Hubsan X4 Desire, the H502E. Now, this quadcopter has an HD camera with a 720p and GPS. Yes, it has GPS, automatic return to home, and altitude hold. So let's go ahead and take a look inside and see what we got. All right. This is the layout of the contents of the box, so let's check it out. We have the instruction manual. We have the compass calibration instructions here and some kind of a disclaimer warning. We have the quadcopter, the remote control, and the battery. It is a 610 milliamp 7.4 volt battery. And there's a bag of screws. And these little rubber caps were installed on the shafts while it was transported. I already installed the props on it, and there is the prop instruction how-to right on the box itself. So that was really nice. The USB power cord, a screwdriver, and extra set of props. All right, let's take a look at the quadcopter. It is fairly light. It's supposed to be 820 grams. There's the X4 Desire written right on the top. And taking a look at the motor pod, there is the brushed motor facing down, and the gears are right up in here, and the shaft is coming up for the props. There's the landing pods right up underneath the motor pod, and it is LED light equipped right underneath. So I believe it has blue in the front and red in the back. Now there is the 720p HD camera right up in the front, and it is fixed, so it is unadjustable, but luckily it is facing rather straight, so that is really nice. Now, taking a look on the bottom, there is the micro SD card slot there, and you are provided with a 4 GB micro SD card, and it is not spring loaded, so you just push it right back in. It stays right in place. Now let's take a look at the battery bay. There's the JST plug, and as you see there, right up on the back of the board, there is a micro USB port there, connecting port there. I have no idea what that is or the functions of it. It does not explain in the instruction manual. So if you know what that is, leave a comment down below. All right, so let's go ahead and leave this down, and let's go ahead and turn on the quadcopter and turn on the remote control and check out the functions of the remote control. All right, let's power up everything and check it out. But first, let's bind the quadcopter to the remote control. And to do this, hold the photo video button down and turn on the power. And an H will be blinking on the LCD display. And it is now ready for binding. So go ahead and power up the quadcopter by connecting the battery wires. All right, blue lights in the front and red lights in the back. Now we're waiting for a beep. All right, now if you look at the transmitter, it will say set compass 1. All right, so what we want to do now is rotate the quadcopter on a horizontal plane a couple of times until set compass 2 start to blink, and at which time you want to flip your quadcopter nose down and rotate it until the set compass 2 indicator turns off. All right. As you can see, the set compass 2 indicator has turned off. Now the quadcopter's compass has been calibrated, but right now there is no satellite GPS locked on, so we will have to wait until you acquire 6 GPS satellites and then take off for the quadcopter to remember the home position, the takeoff position. It will take a little while. We won't go through that. So let's go ahead and check out the functions of the remote. And obviously this is the photo and video button here. Now press it once, a short press. You'll take a photo indicated by the 2 red lights blinking simultaneously. And down press it for 1.5 seconds. You are taking a video indicated by the red lights alternately blinking. Down press it for 1.5 seconds again. You stop taking videos. So that is pretty cool. Now this side there is the return to home, GPS guided return to home function. When your quadcopter is flying on about, press this button for 1.5 seconds and it will automatically return to the starting position, the home position, and self-land, which is pretty cool. GPS guided. Okay, it is not a one key return. It is an actual GPS guided return to home. All right. Now, this is also activated when the battery of the quadcopter is depleted. It will trigger the return to home function, as well as when you turn the transmitter off. So we'll test that out on the field. All right. Now, trim button here, and trim button here. Now, speed button is right up on here, and down pressing on the pitch stick will take you into the expert mode, and down pressing it again will take you into the normal mode. Now, to arm the quadcopter, bolt sticks to the bottom and out. We'll arm the quadcopter, and bolt sticks to the bottom and out again will disarm the quadcopter. All right, so let's go outside and test it. All right. Okay. Turning on the quadcopter now. Leaving it close by. All right, it has been bounded. Now let's put the wires in. All right, what we need to do now is to calibrate. All right, turn to number 2 and vertical rotate a couple times and we are done. All right, now let's arm and see if it flies. Oops, there we go. Got to hold it for a little bit. All right, nice altitude hold. Let's see what it does. Oh, look at that. It does not land. It is about 2 inches off the ground. Let me bring it back up a little bit higher. All right, I think it's gotten this altitude hold locked on now. So eye level altitude hold. Nice. Great for beginners, you know that. Altitude hold is really nice. You don't have to worry about height when you're flying around. Nice. It came down in altitude a little bit, but it is still right at eye level. All right, it's working really nice. Great. We are in speed number 1, and this thing likes to climb too. Wow. Okay, that is the yaw speed. And All right. Uh-oh. It's supposed to have a 200-meter distance. That had a little hard time coming back towards me there. Yep, the forward pitch is not quite working. Huh. Okay, let's go to expert mode here. See if it makes any difference. Oh yeah, it's got a lot more yaw there, as you can see, doing nice funnels there. All right. Because of the altitude hold is kind of funky when you make that 180 turn. It wants to climb. So sometimes the altitude hold is good, and sometimes the altitude hold kind of holds you back a little bit. See there? It kind of stalls there. See what I mean? Yeah, you can't make that 180 and then continue your path. All right. Now, but this one has GPS, guys, which is pretty cool. So let me go ahead and land it here, and let me check out the GPS. And I have 6 satellites locked on. So let's go ahead and test out the GPS. So let's take it out right around there, and I'm going to go ahead and press the return to home. Okay, it's supposed to come back towards me and land. Nope, it is just hovering. It might be making its way back, but it is taking a long time there. All right, so that return to home function is not quite working for me. Okay. Whoa, what's it doing now? It's going somewhere. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, let's just follow it and see what it does. I think it believes that this is its takeoff spot, and it's slowly descending. As you can see, the lights are flashing on the back. The red lights are flashing. So it's making its way down, and it is self-landing itself. Oh, took off again a little bit. All right, it does work. Does the motor shut off? Yes, the motors shut off as well. All right. Nope, it is still idling. Yeah, the motors are still idling. All right, that works. Let me take off and see if it's working under my control. Yep, it's working under my control. But you know what? It's a little wobbly. It's not a complete accurate control here. See, I'm trying to come down in altitude, but it's going up in altitude. So it likes to climb. You gotta keep that throttle stick below the halfway level there. All right, now let's see what happens when I turn off the remote and check that out. Okay, let me go right around that level and hold the altitude. Come on, hold that altitude. Hold that altitude, dude. All right, let's do it right here. Let me turn off the remote. Look, I got 7 satellites locked in. So let's turn off the remote, triggering the return to home function. Turned off the remote. Oh, look at that. It did the same thing. It rises up and is coming towards the same spot. Yep, coming towards the same spot. But it thinks that that's the spot that it took off from. So we'll see if it lands in the same spot as before. Yep, it's coming down. Coming down on the same spot. Hey, that is pretty cool, huh? Not bad, not bad. All right. It has landed itself. All right, so let's go ahead and see if I got control back. Got to rebind. Oh, I got 8 satellites locked in. Am I rebinding? Yep. Turned on the remote and I have regained control, guys. Yep, automatic rebind. That is awesome. So when it goes out of control or out of range and it is triggered its return to home function, as it gets back and you have regained control, you are able to recontrol the quadcopter again. Nice. All right, so let's go back down to speed number 1, the normal mode. I think that works better for me. So let's go up in altitude a little bit and take a photo. All right, pan a little bit. Another photo. I don't know if the photos are going to come out nice because it's a cloudy day. Another photo there. And one more photo. Now let's take some videos. All right, video is on, so let's go and cruise around. Go up in altitude. That's pretty high there. All right, let's bring it down. All right. Take some ground shots. See how it kind of reacts funny when I make that turn? It doesn't want to catch on and continue its path. It wants to do a hover first and then listen to the pitch. Okay, let's stop the video. All right, hopefully that is saved to the micro SD card. Hey, pretty good. There, it wants to do a hover instead of continuing its path after the 180-degree turn. Well, that one wasn't that bad. And let's see if it does it again. Okay, it's continuing its path, but the nose goes up. See what I mean? And I have my pitch forward all the way. See what I mean? It wants to hover. After that turn, it doesn't want to continue its pitch. So that's something they're gonna have to fix on this thing, because look at that. That's kind of funky, isn't it? And I think I see the lights are flashing in the back. Yeah, the red lights are flashing in the back. So I believe it's getting low on battery, and it is landing itself. Check that out. It has landed itself. Hopefully it doesn't rise up and try to land in that other place. Oh, the motor has stopped. I'm gonna shut the motors off. Might damage the motors. All right, we're back out here today, and look at that. Today is a much better day than yesterday. Well, I flew the Hubsan X4 yesterday, but I also did the fail-safe and return to home functions, and we tested that out. But I did not wait until I had 6 satellites before I took off. So here I am again today. I'm waiting here. I got it all bounded and waiting for 6 satellites. I have 3 satellites so far. So we are waiting for 6 satellites so we can do the return to home function and see if it lands right on this spot or close to it. All right, now we have 4 satellites. The manual says that we need to wait for 6 satellites, and it takes around 3 minutes. So it has been around 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes now. So we'll wait a little bit more. Yesterday, I believe I had up to 8 satellites locked in. All right, it just jumped to 5 satellites. That 6th one is taking its sweet time, isn't it? Still 5 satellites. Come on, number 6. Yes, we have 6 satellites locked in. So let's go ahead and take off. Arming the motors. All right. All right, let's take it out. Right around there. Maybe go a little bit further. Right around there. And hit that return to home. All right, check it out. It made a 180-degree turn, and it's heading back this way. I wonder if it's going to land on the table. It looks like it's right above the table, guys. Oh, now it's overshooting the table a little bit. All right, it's coming down. Coming down dangerously close to the car, but look at that. There's the table. It's missing the table by a little bit. All right. Okay, I had to move it, but it has landed right near where it took off, and it's still bobbling up and down. It is not satisfied with its GPS position, I think. Or I may have stopped it by redirecting it. So I'm going to go ahead and kill the motors. Okay? All right. That was pretty good. Now what we're going to do is rearm the motors, and we're going to turn the transmitter off. There are 3 ways that it returns to home. By pressing this button, transmission is lost due to range, or the battery is low. All right, so let's take it out again and push it out. All right, now let's turn the transmitter off. Oh, it rises up in altitude. Makes a 180-degree turn. All right, it's coming this way. This time I'm going to move my table out of the way. Let's see if it lands on the table spot. That was the spot of the table, and it is right above it. Uh-oh, it's overshooting it. No, it's still right around there. It is coming down. Alright, I didn't redirect it of any sort, and look at that, it landed itself right there. And this is where the table was. So that is pretty cool. Alright, just wanted to take some more photos on a clear day. Took a photo. Took a photo. Took a photo. Took another photo. Now video. All right. Return to home function again. Yep, it's coming down to right around the same spot. Cool. Missed it by a little bit. Not bad, huh? The table's right there. All right. Kill the motors. Nice. All right, now that we have flown the Hubsan X4 Desire, I think this is a great quadcopter for beginners as well as experienced flyers. It has really good GPS lock. As you saw in the video, it landed itself with that fail-safe return to home function in the same spot over and over and over again. So I think that is a very, very good function on this quadcopter, as well as the altitude hold. It worked really great. And also the flight time on this thing, I got over 10 minutes of flight time, so I'm really happy with that. It is advertised as having 12 minutes, and it got pretty close to it. And the camera quality is really great. That camera right up in that front, it took great photos in that 720p, and it is an actual 720p, unlike some of the other quadcopters that advertise it and does not deliver. This one also delivered very good video quality as well. But having said that, the video quality has a lot of wobble, as you saw. So this quadcopter does not fly or hover very stable taking videos. It does wobble a little bit. There wasn't that much wind that day, so I'm not blaming the wind for it. So the only other possibility can be that this quadcopter does not hover very well. So the video quality had a little wobble. That was a little disappointing. And one of the things that was more disappointing than that was the inability to keep that continuous pitch when I was doing that 180-degree turn. So when the quadcopter was going and I was making that 180-degree turn, instead of continuing its pitch, it did not want to do that. It wanted to hover first a little bit and then continue its pitch. So that was one of the bad things about this quadcopter, guys. And also this quadcopter, it wasn't demonstrated in my flight, but I found out later that it does have headless mode. So let me show you how that headless mode works. So I already got it all bounded, ready to go. It has 3 GPS satellites locked in my garage. Now down pressing on the throttle stick will enter headless mode. Check it out. And it is indicated by the blue lights flashing in the front. I've already tested it and it works fantastic. So down pressing the throttle stick again will get you out of the headless mode. All right, so there you have it, guys. The Hubsan X4 Desire.